Thank you again, David. Sally is a native Memphian who worked from coast to coast, from North Carolina to Miami to Seattle to St. Louis before returning to our fair city in 1990. Her company, The Source, celebrated its 19th year this May. And in her business, Sally wears many hats and many roles, as you will soon hear. She thrives on variety, sprinkled liberally through her travel, her work, and the people she befriends, all with a lasting impact on her style and the progression of her business. Sally's traveled throughout the U.S., Europe, Australia, and particularly Asia. You want to talk about the jungles of Nepal? Talk to Sally. Did you know this about her? She was a professional model for over 12 years. It's a tough business, even though glamorous, and that is where she earned her reputation for reliability, dependability, and likability. She was called back numerous times, as you can imagine. She also manages 4 high-profile trade associations here in Memphis, including planning their events. Today, she's wearing her professional organizer hat. Please help me welcome the great organizer of Greater Memphis BNI, Sally Baker.
Thank you so much for that. Well, good morning, and I have an assistant here. Thank you so much. I need this. Okay, I brought all hands-on demonstration here. So, first of all, I do estate sales, and this is my sign that would go out. I'm on estatesales.net, and I have had great success with a variety of these. Some of them are people that are just moving on in life. Some of them have had a spouse to die. They need to get out of the property. I had one lady that called me on the 1st of July. She needed to be vacated by the 25th. I was out of town for 4 days over the 4th. I did her sale the 12th and 13th, and her house was cleaned out by the 15th of the month. Now, time management. Everybody needs help with that. Quick tip for everybody. Every single person spends 10 minutes a day looking for things. 10 minutes a day equals 60 hours a year. What can you do with 60 hours a year? Okay? Go on vacation. Read those books that you needed to read. So if you are more consistent with where you put things, I don't care if you want to keep your shoes by the oven, but put them together, okay? Whatever works for you, but put both pairs of both shoes together. Have a place. Some people go in and out of the same door of their house. Make that where you have your keys, where you have your cell phone charger, where you have your extra pair of reading glasses, those of us that need that. So again, what can you do with all of that extra time? Okay, we all have a drawer that looks like this. I'm going to set this down. Everybody has a drawer that looks like this. It's got stuff in it.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with
that? See all the stuff.
I do. My daughter has this.
Most people have a drawer like this in their kitchen.
I have one in
Most
mine.
people have a drawer like this in their kitchen. They can't open it. They don't open it.
How did she know?
So, very quickly, I'm going to show you. The greatest thing that you want to do is you go through and you find all the business cards. You put like things together, okay? And then you put all the ink pens together. You put all of the tape measures together. If you have a lovely item like this, you can actually, this is a divided thing, but you don't have to go out and buy any of these things. You can take little jewelry boxes. Those work really well. But the main thing that I want to remind you to do, whatever you do before you go and purchase anything like this, measure your drawer, how deep it is, both directions, because you'll end up with this. This isn't going to fit. The drawer won't close if it's this way. Now, I practice what I preach. I carry with me a tape measure. This.
It's a big drawer.
So that way I am always sure that when I'm going to get a piece of furniture or whatever, that I can measure it properly. Joe Garner can tell you.
Amen.
Now,
best thing for you to do is get clear devices. I love space bags. Love them, love them. This will save you 1/3, it makes everything go down to 1/3 of what the space would take for a comforter, for your sweaters, or whatever. But the main thing to do, make a list, make an inventory. I don't care if you write it, if you type it, whatever. Slip that down inside the space bag on the top. That way, you know what's in there, and you're not looking at it going, gee, it kind of looks like a linen tablecloth, or it kind of looks like something. You know exactly what is in there. I also love clear. This is the greatest thing to carry in your car. $7, Lowe's. It has a tape measure, screwdriver with several different bits. This is going to be one of my prizes for today. Okay. To organize yourself at home. Everybody's got magazines that comes in the mail, all the things that come in. You think, I'm going to read that. Stuff I'll never okay? So, it doesn't have to say that on there, but it's a great way to organize any magazines or folders or whatever. I'm a visual person. I like color. Everything in yellow is a particular client. Everything in red is bills that I need to pay. Everything in blue is future. That's just me.
I should have more
if
reds.
I put things away, I don't remember them. If it's in a file cabinet, it doesn't exist anymore. So I use a lot of horizontal space. Make sure you use your vertical space in your home. That's one of the things that I really stress in organizing. Is you've got a shelf in your pantry, and you've got cans, and then you've got this much space above the cans. Get one of those great devices that they show on television that it looks like steps, it looks like stairs. Put that in there and it will maximize. Or get yourself Lazy Susans. Things I probably forgot I had. Get a box of any nature, and it doesn't have to be divided like this. This is great for jewelry, but this is a great place to put things that you want to be able to put your hands on at a moment's notice. It might be a great box if you wanted to get something that is fireproof. That's the box that you grab if something happens. If we have a tornado or earthquake or whatever, this would have your at least copies of your documents. I wouldn't recommend that you keep your originals at home, but make sure you have a copy of your insurance policy, your passport, those types of things, because you will spend so much time trying to track down those numbers. And then let's pretend this is organized. So everybody can get any sort of a box like this, and this is your start. I like to remind people, when you get your mail, you should touch it twice. Open your mail, take it out, unfold the paper. If it's folded up, it takes up 3 times the space. If it's unfolded, you see it, you can staple or paper clip the envelope to it. I staple things, but you can staple it and paper clip it. That way you know the date that it came. You put it in order of when you need to pay it. You touch it one more time when you need to pay it or when you need to deal with it, even if it's a thank you note that you need to do. Okay. Now, the flip fold. Everybody probably has seen this. If you watch The Big Bang Theory, they love it on there. I gave one of these as a prize, and this lady, her husband, she didn't know that it was a real thing. He had only seen it on Big Bang. Okay. Greatest thing you can do, you take a shirt, any shirt. Make sure the bottom is folded up like this. Flip, flip, flip. And it is a uniform size, so that everything in your closet, or when you pack to go on a trip, everything is the same size. I fold all my towels in thirds and then in thirds again because they fit well on my shelving. Other tips for you, everybody gets menus or restaurant cards or whatever. You may print out a menu online, and then it ends up in this drawer. Oh, there's the picture. I love binders. So sometimes I'll cut something out of the paper because I want to remember it. Sometimes I actually will put the menu in here. But it's a great, and if it's too big, get a binder that has a pocket in front and back so that you can pull out this great menu from New York. Keep this in your kitchen or where you keep your cookbooks, and you'll always have it handy. I keep mine by the phone in the kitchen so that if I'm thinking, where do I want to order from, where do I want to go to dinner, whatever, that's there. I have a few other tips for you. When you go to declutter, put light things together. I take a big towel or a sheet, put it on the bed, dump the drawer onto the bed. You have to make a mess to clean it. It's just the way it is. And then you start and you go put all the paper together, put all the paper clips together, put all the pens together, or whatever's in that drawer. If it's photographs, whatever it is, that's the way that you get organized. I left everyone helpful hints at your seat, and there are things, one thing I do want to tell you, that 4 people have told me for sure. Take a paper clip, you know those rolls of tape, and you can never find the end of the